down here, man.
Use the roundabout to make a U-turn.
Oh, where is this?
We're driving around a huge retail park on the outskirts of Bolton in search of a political rally.
They got hit by a Brexit bus.
It's the biggest pro-Brexit event since the referendum and the return to frontline politics of the supposed nemesis of the global elite.
What are we going to say? If this is such a good idea, why does the country feel so bleak?
Because all they're getting is a constant diet of negativity from a well-organised establishment who every single day want to beat us into submission, tell us things are awful, but it'll be okay provided we give up Brexit.
What if other things are on people's radar now? The schools are running out of money.
Well, of course they are.
There's litter everywhere they look.
Well, of course they are.
Their councils are cutting money hand over fist from their public services.
The population's going through the roof. We have a major population crisis in Britain. Absolutely huge, impacting...
That's nothing to do with population.
Oh, really?
That's to do with the fact that the government's been cutting money back from local government for eons, and we're hitting the wall in all sorts of ways.
There are huge numbers of issues that affect people's lives, but the fact about the Brexit vote was that it was a big, fundamental decision, an emotional decision, you could argue, that people made, and here we are over 2 years on with a political class that doesn't want to implement it. Right, we'll creep back in. We'll creep back in. Thank you, guys.
It's funny how he now calls it an emotional decision. It's like he is retreating the ground of this was a fantastically common sense, practical idea. I could do with a common sense, practical idea of how to get in here. Is it there?
Please welcome to the stage, Nigel Farage.
It's my first day back on a political stage since June. And how dare they try to make and vote all over again? How dare they do that? We're back and we'll fight them again!
I don't know how representative these people are of, millions of people more widely than this. Why do you want it so badly?
Borders, currency, everything, and we don't want to be ruled by unelected leaders.
It's the opportunity of being free, of being able to,
Unshackled.
the innovation, unshackled, that's a good word.
How many Remain voters?
Yeah, my own daughter.
Do you think you've got things in common with her in terms of the sort of country you want to live in and all of that stuff?
I do, but I think she takes the high moral ground.
I think we'll get a fairer country, a better country, a country that suits everyone, a diverse country. And I think that, this thing about the Remoaners and all this, it's so bad, isn't it?
What, the way we each side hurls abuse at each other?
Yes.
Everyone feels sort of frustrated and annoyed, and that nothing's solid and things are not under their control, right?
Yes.
But that applies to left-wing people too, and Remain voters too. Do you think you've got anything in common with them?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure, because all they seem to do is to call me names. So I don't know really whether I've got anything in common with them or not.
They do?
Yes, they do.
What, Remain voters? Just ordinary Joes I'm talking about.
Well, the ordinary Remain guy, I haven't really met any, it's quite honest with you.
Do you know any Remain voters?
No, I don't. Everybody I know wants to leave.
Go on.
You let in that interview to make him look a complete fool.
No, we don't do that. What's the point in making people look fools? He's not someone in power. Do you think Brexit would change Berry for the better in any way?
Well, who knows? It might do. You've got to hope. I mean, freedom is the sure possession of those alone who are prepared to fight for it.
Who said that?
Pericles.
Wow. We've never had Pericles in a video before.
It's on the Bomber Command Memorial.
Is it?
We're fighting back. We've had enough.
Fighting back against who?
The establishment. Whoever it is that's steering us in a different direction.
Try to divine some sort of basic points of agreement across the political divide in these films, and it didn't quite work there. But this is the side that won the biggest political contest in post-war history. More than 17 million people supported their view of things, and since our journey began in May, we've met a whole range of them.
Brexit here.
Oh, yeah.
I talking to you, I thought it'd have been the other way around.
I thought we stood a chance of getting nearer to how we were.
I suppose it's just people's situations more than anything else. Depends which area you speak to.
Obviously, there's no single, simple reason why. But somehow the answer is all around us.
Giant Domino's warehouse. Look at all the pizza bases that are in there.
This is what Britain is now.
They're like the steelworks and coal mines of now, aren't they? They're the symbols of our age. Party conferences used to happen in seaside towns. Now they take place in these surreal modern developments. Pretty much identical to where we were in Bolton.
The noise here is all about Brexit and whether there should be another referendum. But in the bowels of the conference centre, there are also some people talking about the deep issues that sit under why so many people voted to leave the EU, particularly in English towns.
Brexit is actually the symptom, not the cause of those divisions. In 2005, Tony Blair said, "The character of this changing world is unforgiving of frailty. The future belongs to those who are swift to adapt, slow to complain." But what of those unable to adapt? Those towns where people didn't have skills and qualifications, all they got was the warehousing jobs. And all of the things then that matter disappear, and that pride and that sense of purpose and that sense of being part of a country that is bigger than yourself and your role in it, all of that went.
This series has kind of alternated between big political events and life in one place in particular, Walsall, in the West Midlands. And I've now arranged to meet the Labour candidate for the Tory-held constituency of Walsall North, where we've been a lot. And she's on her way here, I hope, with a dog.
Right. I'll be back in a minute.
Right, so I was actually... This is your day job, isn't it? I feel like I'm in a local paper with a big check.
Yeah. Well, this is our postcard to Amazon.
So those big sheds that now ring our towns,
Yes.
you know what goes on there, and you think about it a lot, right?
Yes, yeah, especially when you get people telling you the way that they've been treated in the workplace. So, for example, they'll have water bottles, empty bottles, with them, stationed with them, so that they can go to the bathroom while they're working because they don't get the time.
It's very euphemistically put. You mean they have bottles on their person into which they wee?
Yes.
To save time and not go to the
Exactly.
toilet. We don't think about this enough, do we?
No.
I'll go
If you go and do wayside.
Are you already selling?
Not selling anything. People of Walsall North have felt forgotten.
How did you vote in the referendum?
I voted out.
Oh, you did vote out?
I did
Because
vote
it says
out.
here, Jill Ogilvy fully supports and respects the decision taken by the people to leave
Yeah.
the EU. That's actually true.
It is true, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you still feel like that?
I still feel that.
Even as the
because
evidence mounts up that it's going to be somewhat rocky?
It might be rocky, but the reason why I voted out was about having autonomy over our economic decisions. If we came out as a party and said we're going to ignore the people's wishes and we hold a second referendum, I'd be very doubtful we'd ever win Walsall North back again.
Well, there's your stereotypical feature of the modern British town centre. It's a shut down M&S. We look forward to seeing you soon. What does that even mean?
Since I've gone, town is finished up here now. Town dead.
Really? M&S closing is killing
That's
this part of
killed
town.
the town. It's just up here, it's killed the town up here. All them years it just goes farming. It's the older people that have gone in there, and they're for me, that's my trade. Don't know what's going to happen with this. Years ago, on a Thursday, I had 10 times that amount.
Well, thanks to the internet.
Yeah. It's good for some, but not good for others.
Jobs in Walsall were once centred on the leather trade and nuts and bolts. At the end of our long journey into Britain's Brexit breakdown, we're now going to a massive embodiment of the new world of work. It takes us 35 minutes to get there, and it feels like half that time is spent getting from one end of this massive warehouse to the other.
I feel like I'm at the end of the earth. That's a dirty great power station. And next to it is a dirty great Amazon fulfillment centre.
problems and one occurrence of trauma. Is that all right?
There's a quite surreal scene here, which is aimed at drawing attention to the fact that
Raising awareness for people to understand that people inside Amazon, how they're treated, the health and safety is appalling.
So you
Okay.
tending to the patient, you see.
Are you aware about the trade union recognition for the GMB? I'll just give you that. Oh, okay, thank you. Hi, excuse me, are you working at Amazon? No. All you need to do is go online and fill it in. The employer doesn't know that you've done this. Yeah, so it's completely confidential. The coach that's just gone in with all the employees on, that's from Walsall. So full coach, 52 seats.
in come the workers, out come the parcels.
Yes. Hiya. Sorry, are you both blue badge? No? You got to get in. Hello. Yeah, thank you.